Happy holidays from Bloodbath and beyond. Today we review Red Christmas. This Christmas, the only thing under the tree is terror.
Written and directed by Craig Anderson, starring Dee Wallace, Geoff Morrell, Janis McGavin, David Collins, Gerard O'Dwyer, and Sam Campbell. This movie's about Diane and her family celebrating Christmas. She's got 4 or so kids. However, one has come back from the abortion clinic who wasn't properly disposed of. He's just looking for his mother. Cletus rejoins his family this holiday season. So what do we like? The production value of this movie is significantly higher than I thought it would be. Everything looks great. From the shot types to the lighting, I really enjoyed the lighting because it's festive. You got all these like Christmas lights all over the place and every room has a different cool feel to it. It just feels like a more polished film than many other indie Christmas slashers we see.
I really enjoyed the kills in this movie, more so how they were executed, because it felt as though we were gonna get your stereotypical death scenes when a character is like off on their own, and they did some good fake outs. Like the characters still died, but they didn't die how we thought they would, so it kept us guessing.
It's not over the top gory like I've seen some people suggest. There is some gore, but the kills themselves are interesting. I also like the general concept because it's so weird. It's an abortion that is saved from a biohazard bin that grows up and finds his mother. Like within the first 15 minutes, he creates some really strange situations and uncomfortable moments. Well, he's just trying to do the right thing and be involved with his family.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Take the paper off, bro.
The characters in general were pretty fun too.
Drummer! Mother!
Joe and Jerry were like a good combo.
They said your stutter was getting better.
Shut up, Jeff.
I really enjoyed their characters the most. They were like the nicest and most entertaining.
Mum's putting Jerry in a home?
It's called assisted living. Thank you very much. And I work in the cafeteria.
Oh yeah, Cafe Jerry.
And then of course we have Dee Wallace being the mother. Shocking. This is one of the more badass roles for Dee Wallace because she's actually doing like physical things. She's taking on her estranged son. She's being a great mother. Obviously she needs to be when she has this many kids all up in her house. Fuck. It's a lot to handle without some creepy one coming back.
She's just trying to do the right thing on Christmas.
She was also very emotional at times because these are her kids and she cares like a mother. So when bad shit is happening, which is most of the movie, she's freaking out and she's trying to figure out a plan, and if something happens to one of her kids, which obvious, like her kids are dying, she screams, she gets mad, and she goes for revenge. Basically over and over again until all of her kids are dead. Now what didn't we like?
I did not like the cinematography in this movie. It was way too shaky. Like I get it if you're following Cletus, but when characters are just like moving around the house, put the camera on the tripod. And especially because they were trying to create that atmosphere with like the greens and the red lights, it just looked like a really bad found footage film to me.
I don't think there was a tripod used. I think everything was handheld. And so it is shaky. And what I liked about it is something that people won't like about it is the fact that because there's so many people in certain situations, the camera, like physically, it's not doing cuts, but showing the camera actually move to different subjects. And it is a different way of shooting. And I think the point was to kind of make it more high action. However, when this happened, it wasn't necessarily always in action shots. I also think that they did try to over stylize a bit. And I think it worked in some instances, like I said with the lighting, which didn't really make sense because the power was cut and there's all these lights all over the place. But like aside from that, when they try to do like interesting shots, it was weird. For example, when Dee Wallace has the shotgun and you have a shotgun cam out of nowhere. They hadn't done this kind of shot throughout the movie. They do it 2 times. It makes it feel like we're watching like Doom gameplay, but like Christmas edition.
One of the things we look forward to in a lot of Christmas horror films is playing those classic Christmas songs because they can be creepy. And when you have a character who is meant to be creepy and lurking in the shadows, ready to kill people, you should be playing creepy Christmas songs. And they didn't do that.
And another really enjoyable aspect of like Christmas horror is the Christmas aspect of the kills themselves. This had unique kills. We had a cool blender thing, we had an umbrella thing, so that was nice to see. But there wasn't anything that utilized anything Christmas oriented, and that's a shame.
In this film, something about it just really irked me. And it was what the characters were doing. There was so many times where they could have just killed Cletus. You see this all the time in horror where like, oh, why are you running upstairs? Why are you doing this? If you only just shot him. No, in this case, there's 2 times Cletus easily could have been dead. They saw him climbing up the ladder, they had the shotgun, and they said, no, let's go into another room and let him climb up.
Lock the window, he's coming up the ladders.
Let's walk away and let him do his own thing. We take our eyes off of him for a minute.
And come up with this elaborate cell phone plan where like Dee Wallace is dropping cell phones into plants.
And then the other one is likely the worst one, where Dee Wallace literally has a handgun and is standing 2 feet away from him and misses 6 full shots.
Not even Dee Wallace's decisions were bad, but our padre decides to like go snipe this guy from a distance.
Yeah, snipe with a shotgun, put it on somebody's shoulder right beside his ear. He's just like, cover your ears. Do you understand how a shotgun works? It's going to kill your goddamn mother-in-law? We don't know who you are.
When you are with child, there's many things you shouldn't do.
What do you mean? When I am with child.
If you're pregnant,
You sound like a fucking caveman.
If you're pregnant, don't smoke weed. Don't do shots.
She was taking a lot of shots.
She gave birth in this movie, and we knew exactly why. That baby wanted out.
Yeah, hot box in the uterus, dude. I don't really know how anatomy works. I don't think that's where the baby is, but there's something in there. The womb.
But here's the one that really doesn't make any sense. Hope is deathly allergic to peanuts.
Why can't the kid have a goddamn peanut?
You know she's allergic.
Everyone in this house is eating peanuts or peanut butter. And even her grabbing peanuts out of the peanut bowl.
Like, did she forget she's fucking deathly allergic to something?
Is Hope no longer allergic to peanuts?
What?
I know if I'm allergic to anything, then I should stop doing it. Although I think I might be allergic to rye and I keep sneezing when I drink it. It's fine. I'm just like Hope. And maybe me and Hope should be together because she's a fucking knockout. And I like Australian accents. Is that why Spooky Astronauts is my favorite horror YouTuber?
Hi guys, my name is Emma and let's talk spooky stuff.
Joe and Dee Wallace, okay? Both very much American. Everyone else in this film is Australian.
Yeah, I don't get that. And they're in Australia because if it was Christmas, there would be snow. If there was no snow. They did a lot of establishing shots of the cool house that they had. But like, you have this creepy person in a black cloak coming out of the trees. Now picture that on snow. One trail of footprints came to the house, and there was no footprints leaving the house.
That's exactly what happened at my bachelor party.
It was really creepy.
We're out in the hot tub, and
it's like, are those coming to us or from us? Like, did we just lose a guy or gain a guy? Sitting in the hot tub, look over, just see this creepy ass fucking embryo looking motherfucker. By the way, I think that the reveal of this creepy man, he looked terrible, and his mouth didn't move when he talked. It tried so hard. There's obviously like an anti-abortion PSA undertone. That's why we have this preacher to make sure that you remember God. And we're gonna have at least a few different praying scenes. And we open up the whole thing with an anti-abortion like terrorism stuff. And the abortion itself will rise and come after you and kill you and all of your children. You should have just not had an abortion and everything would have been perfect. That's the fucking underlying tone, and that's weird. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. This was a reasonable horror movie, but I think it was not necessarily one of the better Christmas horror movies. I did like the story, and I did like the concept of what's happening because it's different, it's unique, and we do have some great kills and unexpected things happen. However, it didn't capture the Christmas vibe. I didn't like our killer because our killer just seemed to be like fairly wholesome unless he was killing people. And the decision making is terrible. There are a lot of bad things about this movie, but it's also still like better level than a lot of the other like Krampus the Reckoning bullshit that you see. So it's like, it's a tough trade-off. Because would I rather watch a Krampus CG infested movie because it's still riffable, or watch like a mediocre movie but it has less Christmas elements? It's the fucking cheery time. The most jolly time of the year. I want to watch something that has like Santa music. Christmas jingles. But I only say that because I no longer work in retail. I'm giving this 2.5 sex tanks out of 5.
This film has made me feel like a negative person. I was getting mad at the characters, I was getting mad at the movie, and it didn't become enjoyable. I also wasn't a fan of the cinematography. The shaky cam style really takes you out of what's going on. The film did, however, have some nice kills. I liked how that was played off. As for our killer Cletus, it was just the whole build-up, the whole setup, it was odd. And the fact that this is trying to be a Christmas horror movie and it didn't feel like Christmas, other than the fact that they were opening presents and there was a Christmas tree, it's just disappointing. I didn't have a good time. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 1 unintentional porn reference out of 5.
You right, buddy?
Yes, Madam Jenny, I need another cream pie.
No more cream pies.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, it is on Tubi. Go to Tubi. Tubi's really increased the amount of ads that you watch these days. But you can check it out elsewhere. I'm really drunk. If it is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond. That was on the high note. And then coming down with the happy holidays.